I want to ask you, because you're saying that politicians don't do anything.
No, they don't do nothing. We don't see it.
Okay, well, that is a part of my question, because you're on this podcast with a public servant, with someone who worked in politics, with someone who covered politics, and so I want to hear from you. What does doing something look like to you?
Providing, really for real, like where we at. I'm just speaking about where we at and what we see. We only see them talk. We only see them do that, make promises that they don't keep. To us, we just see it for them as just being a money thing. And I ain't speaking for all of them. I'm just speaking for the ones that we see.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even care about that. Like, this real life, man. Them folks don't care nothing about that. Them folks is not, ain't nobody but grandma and auntie and them watching the news and talking about going stand in the line to vote for something. You hear me? When people out here going through some real struggles. The problem you find, the problem is there. The solution is there too. Providing those resources and being for real about it, they took everything away from these babies. All of the community, like every project here, they got community centers. They had closed them down. They took away all of these type of activities that these babies can go and do this and that right there, you understand? So now they playing GTA out in the streets. They playing, Call of Duty out in the streets. Cause we feel like don't nobody care about us but us. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for us but us. You understand? Why are we gonna sit here and wait around for somebody else to keep a promise to us that they made? You understand what you gonna do for the city? You understand where I'm coming from? Like the police, man, I'm trying to tell you, this real, bro. This real life, you understand? We police our own. Don't nobody stop no violence in those streets but the streets. You see what I'm talking about? We see drug dealers make more change. You understand where I'm coming from? It shouldn't be like that. That's why they think being gangster is cool. That's why they around here walking around with 30-round magazines exposed. You understand? We come from chasing death, trying to live life because we didn't even know that we didn't know. You understand? So for the politicians that really care about the people, they'll understand that the people with the people is where the real power at. You understand? And if you show them people that you really love them, you can start by keeping promises that you made and do exactly what you say you gonna do. Instead of leaving it to them and them being left to their own devices, because y'all know the street is all over America. Just keeping it local to the United States of America. People self-medicate.
Yeah.
Using drugs.
Yeah.
You understand? They drink alcohol just to numb that pain on the inside, bro, because this be dead for real. You understand? They making minimum wage around here, and that ain't even enough. You understand? So everybody pushing for entrepreneurship just so they can have enough capital. It's all about providing the basic necessities of life, because money is only a tool that provide those things, which is food, shelter, and clothing.
Right.
You understand? But they keep taking so much away from us. What you expect somebody gonna do? Every dog has his day. You understand? That's why these girls out there doing the same thing that the boys do. Now you got what you so-called woman head of household, because they making rules in the projects and things of that nature like that right there, where it's just for the woman and child. They got so much going on for the women and children. They left us out. So we got to do what we got to do as black men in this country just to stay and rise above the condition of the struggle and stay there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about winning, But like I say, all they got to do is just really just start there. Be real.
I just want to say this to you, Ray. I don't know if you need to run for office or consult for some elected officials, but what you're saying is, kitchen table politics is what we call that. How people make ends meet, how they're clothed, what programs exist for kids. All of those are policy-based decisions. And whether or not they're funded or those opportunities are closed are absolutely political. So I hope you will consider running or advising. I think Randall Woodfin, the mayor of Birmingham, was at the event on Saturday.
I shook his hand.
So I hope that you will advise Randall. I know he takes violence prevention very serious. He lost family members in the streets, and I know that he wants to get right and keep getting tight. So I hope you will consider consulting him. Definitely stay in our kitchen cabinet and get us right in what we're saying and how we're showing up. That's important to us because we don't want to just be talking for or at the community. We want to serve it as well.
Yeah. Right. If I could add to that, Ray, I've been a mayor myself, and I have been elected to office since I was, 23 years old in an official capacity, and I'm in my 40s now, mid 40s. And I will just say, every mayor needs somebody like you if you're not the mayor yourself. So when you think about the system and how to disrupt it, how to change it, it does sometimes feel like people running for office run and they make promises, and then when they get there, they seem incapable of delivering. And I will just tell you real quick that one of the reasons why the delivery gets stalled is that the mayor isn't the government, him or herself. These are institutions, and I know you know enough about institutions to know that not one person can turn that thing around by itself. Not one person can create anew by themselves. But or by the way, do they know where to make the disruptions, where to create the wrinkles? And so, folks like you, in cahoots, coalition, partnership, whatever you want to call it, with the people who are deciders and helping to direct their actions. Like, hey, you put that center up, thank you for funding it, but it's in the wrong place. Don't let it be in the wrong place. Make sure in the conversations about where a center is going to go, that you and the crew that you're raising up under you, because I can tell by your voice, your presence here today, what you did at that at the forum, State of the People, when you were there. You are a leader. You're a lion. People follow you. Your voice, whether you have a title, a position or not, is one that commands the attention of the room, of the space. Maybe you've manifested that in your head before it's manifested physically. So you're aware that you're a leader. But I would go further and say you are a leader amongst leaders. That's a powerful calling, man. You said God gave you back your life and took you off death row and gave you back to a community because he has a higher work for you. I believe that because it's been evident just in the few minutes of knowing you right now. And so my call to you is simply to say, don't write them all up and throw them all out. That sometimes it's not that they have bad intention or ill intention or none whatsoever. Sometimes they're just not sure where to start or the right way to do it. And it's folks like you who speak truth to power, unapologetically showing up and saying, no, man, this is what we need. And we need it yesterday. That's the urgency behind it. Because they're not all bad. Many run with the good intention and they want to deliver what they said they deliver. But the cogs in the wheel catch them up every time, so much so that they want them to get to the place where they forget what their intention was in the first place. You're there to keep it and to remind them of it, man. And I do hope that you'll consider an even larger role. God may be leading you toward a larger role and disrupting that, not just in Alabama, not just in Birmingham, but around the globe, bruh.
Ray laughing. Sir. What you laughing at, Ray?
No, I was just thinking about what he was saying. Now, I just want y'all to think about this right here. If you take the word neighborhood, and if you take neighbor from neighborhood, hood stands alone. Hood is equivalent to a war zone. That's what the hood is. So now we working toward putting neighbor back into neighborhood, like community. You know, in order to unify, there has to be communication, the right kind of communication. Unity is power, while division is not. You understand?
That's right.
So as it relates to that, that's my whole mission and my whole life. With every fiber of my being, until God called me home, I'm just really just living in my purpose. I prayed for this. Honestly, bro, you understand? And I didn't know where it was gonna come from. Like as I told you, I wasn't gonna go back till I got that call, and I just stopped everything right then and came on back, and now I'm here. So I give all glory to God for allowing me to be able to embrace this opportunity, because he awesome. You know, there are really no words to describe the awesomeness of God, but I want him to use me. You understand? And I know I can reach them, baby.
Man,
Like you said, not by myself. I can't do it by myself. You understand?
Native Land Pod is a production of iHeartRadio in partnership with Reason Choice Media. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.